This is Leo here, just checking in with you. I hope you're having a great week and sending warm wishes to you from Grand Cayman, and I hope you're keeping safe and well. And something I'm going to talk about in this video, I was on my beach walk this morning, which I usually do most mornings, and it's typically where I plan my day of what I'm going to accomplish that particular day. And I also get inspired a lot of times just while I'm walking early morning. Things come into my mind and I get inspired by it, and I kind of take it and run with that. And something that crossed my mind today was, you see the subject heading about how many hours a year do you spend commuting to and from work. It's a really interesting one, and I kind of worked through some numbers in my head, and I was absolutely, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, just even thinking about it. And like many of us, for a long time I was in a traditional job where I commuted to and from work. That's the way it was. So whether you're on public transport, on a bus, on a train, or you're driving, the numbers are pretty staggering. So what I'm going to lay out, let's say for example you commute, and I'm using my own experience of it, I guess, for many years. So let's say for example you commute 1 hour a day to work and 1 hour to get home after work, and that's kind of conservative. I worked in Miami for a number of months, and I was 2 hours to get to work and 2 hours to get home because the traffic was so chaotic there. Even here in Grand Cayman, we, believe it or not, we get gridlock. It is an island, it's only 60,000 people, but there's absolute gridlock every morning and absolute gridlock every evening. So even up to recently, I was commuting 1 hour a day to get to work and 1 hour to get home for work. So that was 2 hours a day. You multiply that by, you're working a 5-day a week, that's 10 hours a week. You multiply that by, let's say, 48 weeks in the year. The other 4 weeks, let's put that aside for vacation. So that totals up to 480 hours. And here's where I just stopped dead in my tracks. That equates to 20 days sitting in traffic. 20 days. Now, I'm not talking about 20 days, you're 8 to 5 or you're 9 to 5. I'm talking about 24 hours a day you're sitting in traffic for 20 full days. That equates to 4 working weeks in the year, 1 month. So 1 month every year in a traditional job, we're sitting on a bus, we're sitting on a train, we're sitting in a car. It's how is that okay? How is that acceptable? I have a brother in San Francisco. He's lived there for over 20 years. He takes 3 weeks vacation a year. That's how it is in a lot of parts of America. So society is saying it's okay to spend more time commuting to and from your job than it is to spend a vacation. How is that okay? So I kind of did the math on this. I'm like, oh my gosh. Amazing, right? Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I get it. Traditional jobs, you trade your time for money. You get up at a certain time, you travel, commute to work, you do your job, you come home, and you get paid for it. That's how it is. I've done that for years. I mean, my commute for many years was flying. Back in another lifetime, when I was in a corporate job with a cruise line and I was overseeing Asia Pacific, Australia, I paid a really high price for the lifestyle that I had. In 2013, I traveled 160,000 miles in a year, flying. It was absolutely bonkers. That was a big price to pay. Now, I had a great lifestyle. I was earning a 6-figure salary. I've no complaints, but it was a high price to pay. I look back and, I'm making this video here. It's towards the end of January in 2021. In a couple of weeks' time, I will be 6 months into starting my journey for creating my own online business. 6 months, it's not a whole lot of time. So I'm a little bit nostalgic. I'm reflecting back, I think, over my journey, and in just being absolutely blown away of how far my journey has come in less than 6 months. and I'm feeling gratitude on levels that I couldn't even put into words, because for my need, I needed to change my lifestyle. And to be sitting here coming up to 6 months looking at where my life now is compared to where my life was in other times, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I really am, and it's because I'm fulfilled. I spent a lot of time I lost the passion for my work, and I was trying to find something that made me fulfilled, and I was missing that for a long time. And listen, I had an amazing run in the traditional corporate sector, but those material things, that certainly didn't give me the fulfillment. I enjoy them, don't get me wrong, because of my work ethic. At age 40, just 2 months before my 40th birthday, I bought a house, mortgage free, in Thailand, Phuket in Thailand, with cash. I saved up, worked my butt off, and I bought a house with no mortgage. And I was 10 years with Royal Caribbean, with the company I work for. My 10-year gift to myself, get this, I went on eBay and I purchased a $25,000 sports car from Madrid in Spain. I'd never even bought a keychain on eBay before. And I bought a beautiful 850 CSI Alpina BMW. Those of you that are into your cars, this was a V12 monster, 5.2 litre, and I spent 3 years touring around Italy, Spain, of course Ireland and France. Talk about a bucket list right there. At age 45, when I left the corporate world and moved to Hawaii, I was 45 at the time, 46, and I had a 308 Ferrari. I was living in a ridiculous, beautiful plantation house on the mountains on Maui in Hawaii. So materialistically, life was amazing, right? And I worked for those things. That they weren't given to me. I worked my butt off for those things, but I wasn't fulfilled. Fast forward to not that long ago, I was 50. I was a few months into 50, and for the first time in my life, I put my hand up and said, I need help. I was absolutely stuck. I didn't know where my life was going. I was on this, this hamster wheel in the corporate world, and I just wasn't happy anymore. And I put my hand up and I said, I really need help here. And first time in my life, I went to therapy, online therapy at the time. And an online therapist, that was a massive thing for me to, at any age, but at 50, to say, I need help. So I've gone through, having these beautiful, shiny things in my life. It's not what makes you happy. It's really not what makes you happy. So my journey, as I say, started just coming up to 6 months ago. I think I'm a little bit nostalgic as well, because I'm 3 days shy of my 53rd birthday. And to even say that, a year ago, I wouldn't have been comfortable saying what age I was, because I'm getting on a bit, right? When I look at my lifestyle now, I'm so ridiculously grateful that at 52, when I found this opportunity to create my own online business at 52, I'm nothing but grateful for that, and to know that I can do this now. I mean, honestly, I hit my 50s, I was thinking, I got to get my act together, because I'm going to have to retire, 65 max, because that's what society says. Heading into my 53rd year, I know I've got retirement covered now, both financially, but also I've no plan to retire at 65, because I love doing this. And there's no bosses to tell me you have to retire at 65. I'm totally in control of my destiny now. So I'm ridiculously grateful of where my life is at now, and it's because I made that massive shift to change, and that was not easy. I think as we get older, it's harder to change. We get set in our ways, but I was so determined to find something that made me passionate again. And so I was like a dog with a bone. I just was not giving up on that. And I'm so incredibly happy and grateful that I did. Now, you may sometimes think, you know, I put these videos up, like, what's this guy's angle? What's he, you know, what's he doing? Is he trying to sell me something? Let's put that on the table right now, because hopefully you're getting to know me a little bit. This is not about me trying to sell you something or anything like that. It's about me sharing part of my journey in the hope that maybe you can resonate with it, you can connect with it, it can inspire you to say, you know what, I get it. I'm scared. You know, he's talking about a time in his life that I can relate to, and I'm afraid to make change. So he's done it at 52. Maybe I can do it as well. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm sharing my story, because that's what got me introduced to it. Think about it. I was at age 52. I took a chance on something that I had no idea it was possible to even start doing at 52. In me learning digital skills and creating a website, creating a company, and successfully now marketing and selling product online. It's ridiculous. I did not know I could do this. So this is why I do what I do. So, you know, I hope you can connect with it. I think at this point, you know, I'm very contactable. I'm going to put my website address below the description of this. So if you haven't, you know, been on my website and would like to learn more, jump into it. You know, you'll learn a lot more about me and about my business and how it works. And that's what I'm just trying to communicate here. You know, this revelation that for years I was on that hamster wheel, losing 1 month a year, sitting in traffic. It's ridiculous. So there is an opportunity for change. I guess that's my bottom line. I am living proof of that. So as always, reach out. Please have a great rest of your week ahead and stay safe. And I look forward to chatting some more and hopefully connecting with you real soon. Take care. Bye.